Kendrick Lamar just dropped the truth bomb of hell on Drake. And though Drake also dropped, I feel like Kendrick took his whole shine. Mainly because Kendrick Lamar took it upon himself to reply in less than 20 minutes. And keep that short turnaround in mind because it is a very important detail in this whole situation. So let's take it back to about, let's say, 18 hours ago. It's 6 a.m. on the west coast of the United States of America, and Kendrick Lamar drops a song. The song is called 616 in LA, and it has this Al Green sample in the back, and it's groovy, and it's pretty cool. Kendrick just rapping his ass off, doing what I thought he was gonna do the first track, and man, it is amazing. It almost feels as though like he's ascending mid-track, bro. It honestly felt like this was Kendrick Lamar's back-to-back because in the eyes of most people, Kendrick heading into today was up. After this release, he was up big. The track mainly talks about how Kendrick Lamar has connects in OVO and how the people around Drake are snaked. And it's something that clearly bothers Drake because he does speak about his paranoia a lot in his music. So it was a kind of interesting angle for Kendrick Lamar to take. But ultimately, it didn't matter because just a few hours later, Drake would release his very own diss track. This one Drake calls Family Matters, and he takes what Kendrick Lamar said about family, Crody, to heart. And in fact, in terms of teasing this song, he was calling it mirror time, Crody. And Kendrick Lamar was gonna have to reflect on the disses he throws at Drake because some of them applied to him as well. And it honestly seemed like Drake was playing chess. He got the up. Kendrick did a back-to-back, and Drake was already on there responding. Except that Kendrick Lamar didn't have a back-to-back in mind. He had a three-peat. Because less than 30 minutes, hell, less than 20 minutes, Kendrick Lamar had responded to Family Matters by releasing his very own family-oriented diss track titled Meet the Gram.
And if it don't benefit your goals, do some push.
And before we even get to what the diss track speaks on, it seems like Kendrick Lamar had it all figured out. Perhaps because he had it in from OVO. I mean, think about it like this. He essentially jumped Drake by releasing a track just 20 minutes after him. Furthermore, that track expanded on the themes that Drake touched upon. Because yes, this is a family matter, Crody. By the way, let's just keep going. Sitcom names for all the diss tracks. But anyways, Meet the Grams is basically an open letter for the whole family. Not just for Drake, his mom and his dad, but also for baby Adonis, which is the person that Kendrick writes to in the first verse. Essentially making fun of his dad and kind of teaching him the ways. Giving him a few lessons of what it means to be a man and telling his son that his father has some problems. Some gambling problems, some drug problems, some women problems. He also has money problems, by the way. Which is, by the way, a personal theory I've had because I'm telling you, nobody loves releasing these many albums. The CLB era that Drake has been on, where he releases like 2 albums a year, it is not normal, man. He does have to have some sort of money problems. But that's just me, though. That's not what Kendrick said. Anyways, yeah. Then Kendrick shifts the letter over to Sandra, which is Drake's mother. He only stays on the subject of Sandra for a little bit though, before he moves on. Mainly he just says that given that Sandra is a woman, he empathizes with what she must be feeling considering that her son is not the best person when it comes to women. And then K-Dot goes at the poppy of Champagne Poppy, Dennis Graham. And he's very vicious towards Mr. Graham for some reason. Mainly because he blames Dennis Graham for everything that Drake has problem with, whether it be the money or the women or the gambling. And man, he really does not hold back. He says, "You raised a horrible fucking person." The nerve of you, Dennis. Then he talks about how Drake has this hypersexualization of black women and how he fetishizes them. And then he says he keeps a bunch of weirdos on the OBO squad. And by weirdos, I mean the go easy on the young ones type. Letting people know, hey, keep your family away from Drake. He's telling LeBron to keep the family away. He's telling Curry to keep the family away. He's saying Drake did it. Puffy Drake. Aubrey Combs. He's saying Drake a predator. He wishing death on Drake. I know it was funny in Euphoria when he was talking about how he hates Drake and how he talks and how he dresses and shit. But that was a reference to DMX. I don't think he's referencing anybody right now. And honestly, if hip hop were more mature, that would be the big bomb for real. But instead, they don't really focus on that. They've been focusing on the Nets part, which is also pretty Pretty bad, because now the letter is dedicated to Drake's daughter, which some of you might say, daughter? And yeah, apparently Drake has a daughter that he's been hiding from the world for the last 11 years, or potentially hiding the world from his daughter. It depends on how you see things, right? Kendrick once again empathizes with the child and talks about how Drake is not a good person. He talks about Mr. Morale and how he made that album to help people cope with whatever they're going through. And then he turns his attention to Drake. And he starts off nice saying, hey, I didn't even want to like beef with you for real. This was just about rap. I didn't want to hate you. Now I hate you. Now I potentially have a problem with this depending on the timeline of things, because if it's true what Kendrick is claiming and Drake is a predator, then it's kind of crazy to want to be lovey-dovey with a predator. But hey, I don't know. But let's say this was his mentality before he started hating Drake, then I get it, I guess. Like maybe Kendrick was just informed about this, but honestly, with the way he's been talking about it, I doubt it. So yeah. Anyways, this is another track where the beef of the song, the most of the song, is just Kendrick doing a character analysis, and that's how he closes the song. Basically, he calls Drake a body shamer, a misogynist, someone who hides his baby mamas, a pill popper, a bad spender, a drinking problems haver, a gambling problems haver. He's someone who doesn't show up for his 7-year-old or whatever. He calls him immature and that he's acting like a little kid. And the reason why nobody believes him is because Drake is a habitual liar. He lied about his accent. He lied about the surgery that he had allegedly. He lied apparently about religious views. He lied about the people in his crew. He lied about a bunch of stuff, which, by the way, includes his son and his potential daughter. And not just that, but potential other kids that Kendrick won't name. But hey, or maybe not, because Kendrick Lamar does end the rap battle by saying, fuck a rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself. So yeah, this is Drake versus Drake. And I think Drake is losing and winning at the same time, I guess. It really depends on how you look at things, I'd say. Anyways, look at me. Second video of the day. Third video of the day, technically. If you really count it. 3 videos in 24 hours. Who's doing it like me, bro? I'll tell you who. Me. I'm doing it like me. No, but for real, my eyes hurt and I gotta edit this video now. And I don't know. I just uploaded the Drake version of this video. So let's see how it goes, man. And with that being said, shout out to J Dilla, shout out to God, shout out to Kendrick, shout out to Drake, shout out to me, shout out to y'all. And I don't know if I said shout out to God, but shout out to him. And yeah.